everyone, so another update. As you can see behind me, things are growing a lot. So let's get into it and I'll show you what has grown and what's starting to fruit. Okay, so first thing, please excuse this wonky fence. I've got to get some more posts, but for right now, this is what we got. So hi Calypso. Yep. Alright. So here's one problem. We're losing blueberries and they're not even ripe yet. Like, we're losing them before they're even ripe to the birds. They are just knocking them all over the ground. They're attacking them. I don't know what they're doing. So I went and got some pie pans. I have no idea if that's gonna work. I saw one bird on it despite the pie pans, so I really don't know if that's going to slow them down at all. So I don't know how many we're gonna get this year because they just keep knocking them on the ground. I guess maybe they're trying to eat them and then they can't because they're hard. They're not ripe, and then they just throw them down. So I don't know, but one good thing, I have a baby blueberry bush coming up from the roots of the big one. So I'm gonna dig this one up and replant it somewhere. So that's a good thing. Oh, another one too. This one's making all kinds of little babies. That's great. Alright, so we'll start on this end this time. These are the red adzuki beans. And they're kind of an experiment. They're blooming. They have yellow flowers. These make those mung bean sprouts you eat in Asian restaurants. A row of pineapple ground cherries. Finally got those in the ground. And then down here it changes over to a Aunt Molly's ground cherry. So I think we have our first little, there we go. First little bloom, yay. So I got quite a bunch of those. Went kind of happy with them, and I couldn't throw away the sprouted plants. I've got a few peppers lingering. This one seems to be catching up, and this one, but the rest of them are gone. So this row here, I planted a new row of squash to have a late harvest. And those should come up soon. I gotta water them. And then these are the cherry tomatoes, midnight snacks. I'm starting to get blooms on the tomatoes. This, look at the size of this leaf. Like, look at this leaf. Look at this one. This is the Chef's Choice Pink slicer tomato, and I am super impressed with them. I'm definitely going to do them again. And if you can see, I have a fasciated blossom that's gonna turn into a monster tomato. But I'm letting it grow. Sometimes they can get pits and everything else in it when they're conjoined like that, and then not be very edible. Sometimes get rot, but I want to see what it does. And then my tomatillos are growing up the trellis. Ooh, hello, Mr. B. Some more pink Chef's Choice. Huge blossoms, even when they're not fasciated. Some more. I gotta start picking more suckers. Just like that. And I missed this guy. There we go. And you can root your suckers and basically make a clone of the plant, but I'm not gonna do that right now. Huge blossoms. And I think these are my Mr. Stripeys, which I'm also excited about just as much as the Chef's Choice. So Mr. Stripeys, and then some Big Mama Paste Tomatoes. The Big Mama Paste Tomatoes, at least down on this end, are getting some leaf curl, and they seem to be keeping it. I'm not really sure what the problem is. I'll probably give them some plant food here in a little bit, but they're not yellowing or anything. They have huge, long, tendril leaf stalks, whatever they're called. Huge, long ones with little bitty leaves. It's crazy. It's weird how tomato plants can look so different from one another. Alright, again, move the wonky fence. Okay, so as you can see, this is Squash Alley. At least this first half of the row. These are the patty pans, or the custard, actually. They're a type of patty pan shape. But I've already harvested 3 off of this. Oh, here's another one. That one just set, got pollinated yesterday. And I've harvested 2 gray zucchini already off these middle ones with the mottled leaves. And then the ones over here are actually Cocozelle, and I have not gotten anything off of them. They've been very unhappy with the cooler nights we've had for the past 2 nights. Tonight will be the last cool night before it goes up again into the 70s at night, so hopefully they'll do something. But they're massive, I mean massive plants. I mean leaves bigger than my face, and I see female flowers on them, but they won't open. And yeah, I'm not really sure what's wrong with them. I probably won't grow Cocozelles again. I'll probably just grow these gray zucchini, or try even a different type. But the Cocozelles don't seem to like it here. It's weird how like every microclimate can be different. But rather than try to wade through this spiky leaf forest, there's where the zucchini ends there with the honey bear sunflowers coming up. They're coming to a head. Pretty. Alright. So rather than go through that, I'll just take y'all through the melons. So here we go with the melons. These are the Kajari melons. So these have not been doing the best. And again, it might be where I put them. It might be my microclimate, who knows. But just male flowers right now. But they are a little above waist high. And beside them are the Green Machine or ice cream melons. And I do see some baby ones of those. Nice little baby. They are super fuzzy. I mean, they're not spiky at all. They're actually really soft. But they are super fuzzy. And I'm planning on buying some knee-high stockings in order to tie those up. Hopefully I can reuse them, but you never know. I do have some watermelons. The watermelons are the first, which I'm surprised they're kind of hidden by this this pumpkin plant here. But little baby watermelon. If I can get it to focus. Little baby watermelon. So that one, when he gets about the size of a baseball, I'll start tying him up. There's another little one, teeny tiny one here. And I think there's a few more, but they're hiding at the moment. Here's some that are getting pollinated. So these are new, and they are getting pollinated today. And hopefully we'll make more watermelons. So here's the top of the plant. They're finally above these, above the pumpkins. Kitty, kitty, what you doing? She likes exploring the garden. Hi, Calypso. I am starting to get beans off of these burgundy bush beans. Why is this branch got ripped off? It was all soggy. Well, as you can see, sometimes, I don't know. That one's wilting. Not really sure why. But, ooh, need to pick that one. I'll take it inside and put it in a bag. I've got them in the fridge, waiting until I have enough to cook. So again, there's the pumpkin from last time. He's much bigger. And we have another little one. Still have yet to get any on these ones, but getting close. I'm waiting for there to be some of these West India bird gherkins. Vines everywhere, but no bird gherkins yet. Maybe they're just too tiny for me to tell where they are right now, but there is a couple of lemon cucumbers. Here's one down here. Now y'all tell me, is that ripe? Is that okay to pick? I have no idea when to pick them. I don't know if that's big enough or yellow enough. And then the Armenian cucumbers. I have a couple of little ones starting, but nothing massive. I've never had good luck with cucumbers. This is the best luck I've had, and crossing my fingers that it keeps going. So, some more sunflowers here on the end, and then we go down to the okra. So the okra on the other end of the squash row, and they aren't really liking the colder temps. That bloom was about to open, and then it, as you can see, it just kind of shriveled up after it got cold. So we're probably gonna have some setbacks. That's okay. That's the red bowling okra. It's getting nice and tall. Not as tall as it can get by any means. It can get like 7 or 8 feet tall. And then 2 Clemson spineless over here. Let's see how they're doing. They're doing okay, about the same. But yeah, back up so you can see the green has exploded. And hopefully when those other squash come up, it'll be even better over on this way. So I just come out, weave in tendrils of vines and kind of keep it somewhat under control, but for the most part it's just doing what it's doing. Growing really well. I harvested a bunch of rattlesnake pole beans off of this bean tent not too long ago. Let's see if I can find some for you that are left. Let's see. There's some. These are still a little small, but they are green with like pink spots. Pink purple spots. Really pretty. I harvested a bunch. Ooh, here's a big one. Did I miss? A bunch like that. So yeah. 2 more beans to take in. Oh, I missed another one. I didn't even know. Uh-oh. Sometimes I don't want to let go. I didn't even know that they had produced any. I never saw any blooms. Maybe they were just really good at hiding them. But all the way down at the bottom, they had a bunch, and I didn't even know it. Oh! And they hide. They're so good. These like spots make them camouflage. Oh, I know why I left that one. This one I'm going to leave so that it develops seeds, because I want to see what that looks like too. So a couple of them I'm going to leave. But as you can see, this American Scarlet Runner beans are now being pollinated and blooming. So we're going to have those soon too. And going to have lots more rattlesnake pole beans. So there will be no shortage. The rattlesnake pole beans did really good. I'm impressed. I'm definitely going to grow those again. So we'll go over and look at the chicken coop and see how they're doing. Ladies. The dog's scaring him. Come here, Raven. Hey, ladies. They're out here taking a nap. They finally got their head feathers. They've been doing great in the coop. I still have to put them in every night by hand, because they're not quite big enough to know what to do as far as going up the ramp. But they don't seem to mind it too much. You think I got some treats? Yeah. Hey, Liliana. They're pretty tame. Still a little skittish. They are chicks. I feel like the older they get and the more confident they get out here, the more kind of mellow they'll get. Still plan on holding them quite a bit, so. Their water is working out pretty good. I put their food in their little tray. And they have their coop to go in. I don't know if I ever showed you the coop. That window opens, but there's a screen behind it, so you can ventilate that if needed. So when it gets really warm at night, I may leave that open. But right now they're still young, so I don't want them to catch chill. So I keep it closed, but there is another ventilation spot that I keep open so that moisture and damp air don't stay in there. But then of course this big door opens. So right now I just got pine shavings in there. I need to put a little bit more. They keep kicking them around. But this little coop's been pretty good. And I mean, for a small flock, it's definitely nice. See, there's the vent that I keep open. This leads to the nests, even though they won't be using them for a while. So, but it is a little bit warped here, so what I may end up doing is taking this off and instead putting two little pieces of wood maybe that like latch down. So maybe do that, because I do need to make sure that this stays in. It's not a huge deal, but you know, don't want to even tempt the wildlife. But around the back, and they've only been in there like a week or so, and the vegetation that was under there is completely gone. They've been scratching and pecking non-stop. Oh, big truck going by. Hey ladies, hey chick chicks. Hey. But they come under this way when the sun hits the other side in the afternoon. They come in the shade. But for the most part, they like staying over here in the run part. So yeah, they've been doing really good. They're starting to look like chickens and not chicks anymore. They're filling out. I'm excited to see the Wyandottes get nice and pretty with their laced feathers. They enjoyed chicken scraps already, and corn on the cob is their favorite treat slash toy. And I will show you what happened to this experimental garden. I know last time I told you there wasn't much to see, and as you can see, there's really not. There's some thyme in there that's still going, chives. I do need to get in here and rip all this out. But I was surprised at how much grass grew in here. I did not know there was that many grass seeds in here, but apparently there was. And there's like a tree growing in here. The lettuce didn't make it. There are some radishes going crazy in there. Some daikon, some French breakfast radishes. A few beets that I left in there. I don't think they're going to do anything. They've kind of petered out. But the one thing that is growing strong is sunflowers. There's 3 honey bears in the back. And 6. Those are super snacks. So they should get pretty large. And then of course my dill is blooming. And dill's really good for the micro-pollinators, so I left it. And of course dill seeds are great. So, and when it goes to seed, it does not hinder the growth of the leaves or anything like that, so that was my other garden spot that the greenhouse was on top of earlier, but I moved it to get out of the sun, and I just never planted anything there. So maybe next year, maybe for the fall, who knows. But yeah, so this one's a grass jungle, but oh well. Still got sunflowers and some herbs. So that's it for the tour for now. I'm going to continue cleaning up the backyard. I've still got like seed trays and stuff to stack and put away. But yeah, so everything's growing now. I'm not really starting anything from seed except for the squash that I put out in succession planting. And now I get to sit back and just kind of tend it, make sure it doesn't get out of hand, keep an eye on the bugs, and make sure everything's doing what it should. And then I'll start planning for fall gardening in a couple of months, but we've already cooked 2 of the custard squash. We've already cooked 1 of the zucchinis. The other one I just put in the fridge this morning. And we're going to continue to get those, hopefully, once it warms back up and this cold spell is kind of gone. So they'll start blooming again. And the chickens are 5 weeks old on Monday. And they will start laying at 5 months old. So they've got a ways to go, but they're fun to have around and really fun to keep. So even though they aren't laying yet, they're still really fun to have. So I will see y'all in the next video and update y'all on everything going on. Please hit the like button if you liked, subscribe if you want to see more of these videos. And I do hope to do more about the process and things like that as I get going with prepping for fall ideas and fall garden ideas, and also just projects around that are going to make life easier, hopefully. So I will see you in the next one. Bye.